mic.
Hey guys.
Hi.
Hey, Chuck and Hannah here. Our lives are just like, a friend of mine's like, I watch your stuff every day. It's like reading a book, and it's so cool. But the first thing I want to say is congratulations to Hannah. She got on her electric bike, and we just rode 4 miles from our place to Tempe Town Lake.
Let's see if you can see him.
I don't know if you can see him up there on the hill. We parked him up on the hill. So this is Tempe Town Lake, which is gorgeous. This is where I like to bring the kayak and sit right in the middle of the town, right in the middle of Phoenix, Arizona. Do a little kayaking. Beautiful in the morning, watching the sun come up. And we got a cloudy day, so it's kind of interesting. But with Hannah having a fracture in her lower back, and she said, hey, let's go on a little bike ride midday today for our lunch break. And so we worked all morning, and we hopped on the bikes, and here we are. And then after this, we'll ride back home. But, good job, babe.
Thank you. Well, it's been 8 weeks since it happened, so it is healing.
Yes.
It just takes time.
Just takes time.
Give it time. Well, I want to say congratulations to you.
To me.
Because you got baptized yesterday, and that was such a cool experience.
It's hard to explain what even happened.
You woke
First
up
of all,
yesterday morning not realizing you're going to get baptized.
Right. But the thing is, now that, God is such the center of our lives, we never know what's going to happen each day when we wake up. We just thank Him for the blood pumping through our body and our brains working and breath in our lungs. Yeah. And then all of a sudden just something amazing happens. But He had a plan from way back, from before we were born. And so what happened was, let's go back a couple weeks ago. Me and Hannah were talking, and I said, I really do want to get baptized again because my life now is so much different from even 5 years ago when I went through my cancer journey, and definitely throughout life, as far as really what was the meaning of having, believing in Jesus, believing in God, having, Jesus in my life where in hard times I would ask for help. Just things you don't really think about that much. You're busy raising kids and climbing the ladder at work and all the things that I did. And all of a sudden I go through this bout of cancer, which definitely stops and slows you down and says, live in the moment. It says the breath that you just took is an absolute blessing from God. So enjoy it and appreciate it and think about it and spend more time with kids and your wives and your families and people you love, because working overtime to get that raise, to put that money in the bank, man, what do you think about having just like millions in the bank and then an accident or something happens or we just grow old and we die? What good is it? And the time that you spent doing it, though, that's what I'm saying.
But I think what you said is, living in the moment. But now, instead of just living in the moment, you live in the God moment, which I think is such a big change, because now you're living for Him. And your everyday is all about, what He's giving you and in your hand to do. So I think that's really neat. And so that kind of brings us to yesterday.
Well, no, that keeps me not yet, because the reason is because I was the dude working his tail off to make that kind of money. I had a landscaping business. I had 3 trucks and trailers and equipment, and then me and my boys had a house with a pool and motorcycles and go-karts and toys, and we took vacations and stuff. But I worked so hard to do those things and not really have that much time to appreciate them because I was busy trying to pay for them. So that's what I'm saying is, so we wake up tomorrow just, thankful for the day. We knew we were going to go to church. Actually, we weren't even sure if we were going to go to church because she woke up with a headache. And we were like, man, going through this journey is tough. And so if staying home and watching church online is the game plan today, then let's do that.
And headaches are rare.
So it was kind of weird, right?
Yeah. So it was like, okay, let's see. We were going to go to a church at 10 o'clock. And then I'm like, well, there's another one on a different campus at 11:30. Let's go to that.
So a lot of people that have been around Christianity and watching things on TV know Hillsong is huge all over the world. So we went to a Hillsong church, right? And you get there and there's people, college kids, adults, grown people, just greeting people and saying, hey, welcome home, And, Hannah had been to this church before, but it was my first time. So I was excited because it was a Hillsong church. I'd never been to a Hillsong church before. So we get there and we're talking to everybody. We're telling our story and everything. And what happens is we basically got to the front door, and the group of college students, I don't think the one was a college student, but
No,
young adults,
Yeah.
young adults, they were just so on fire with Jesus. It was so cool. And their energy and stuff was just so cool. And when I told them our story about our journeys through cancer and what we're doing now with that, with our Living Hope Cancer Foundation, they were freaking out. They were like, no way. That is the most amazing story I think I've ever heard. And they said, when were you baptized? And I go, well, I was baptized as a baby, but I sure don't remember it. And I think that now that my life has really made huge changes in the last 5 years, I really think maybe I should renew it. You know, maybe it's like a married couple that says, we already got married, but hey, let's renew our vows. You know, I mean, it happens all the time.
Yeah.
So it was just one of those things where I think that in this new phase in my life, it was time to get baptized and feel it and think about it and be just blessed about it. Okay.
Yeah, and you had been talking about like, I want to go to Holy Land and get baptized.
I wanted to go to the Holy Land. That was the game plan.
Yeah, I do too. Like, I've been baptized already, but I'm like, I will get baptized if I go to the Holy Land. I'm like, don't let that be what keeps you in now with COVID. Like, who knows when they're going to open the border?
So we
I'm
talked
like,
about me.
I would just do it here, and then if we go there, we'll just do it.
So we talked about me getting baptized a couple weeks ago and not really knowing like how it would happen. And we go to this church and we're talking to all these people, and this young group goes, when were you baptized? And I said, when I was a baby. And they go, we're baptizing people today. And I'm like, I'm in. It just was one of those things. You don't even think about it. It was just like,
You had to do it.
it was God's timing. It was one of those things, and you just have to do it, right? So, tell them about the guy at church while church just starts, right? And I mean, there's how many people you think is in that whole building?
I don't know. I mean, they
100,
were social
200?
distancing pews.
Couple hundred?
Yeah.
Couple hundred people.
What?
Good sized church.
150, too.
And the guy gets on stage and he's making announcements and he goes, hey, we want to say, welcome to anybody that's new. Go ahead and raise your hands. And so a handful of people raised their hands. And my first time in Hillsong Church, I raised my hand and I'm sitting
3/4 of the way back.
30 rows back from the front. And the dude points out at me and he goes, what's your name? And I'm looking around. I'm like, is he talking to me? And he goes, what's your name? And I go, Chuck. He goes, welcome, Chuck. And I'm like,
So the whole church knew what his name was.
what's going on here? You know, I mean, did Hannah plan this or something? But it
No,
wasn't.
God did.
Nobody planned it, right? And then the service was amazing. The message was amazing. And then they baptized in the courtyard outside of the church. So they
There
give
was
us.
probably a good 40 people.
Yep, 40 people got baptized, and I wanted to be towards the back.
And they give you a shirt that says, I have decided. So you know who's getting baptized. Like, they're all wearing
Everybody's wearing a black shirt with white print on it. And I told the guys all change into the bathroom. I go, you guys all get in front of me because if baptizing is washing away your sins, the water's going to be filthy when I get done.
That's
and you're
bad
not going to want to
theology.
get in there.
Bad
So,
theology.
and then this morning, my buddy Jeff Mullins leaves a message on the site. And he says, I bet the water was dirty. And I said, I was thinking the same thing. So guess what? I got baptized. And it was absolutely beautiful. And it was very emotional for me with thinking in my mind and me and Hannah talking before I got in the water. 5 years ago, I was at near-death cancer. I had cancer in 90% of the bones of my body. I was at near-death cancer, melting away, down 40 pounds, my body shutting down. And I have a vision of Jesus. And he reaches out and touches my shoulder. And I'm healed from cancer. Now, I did have a broken down human body that it took me, I'm still working on getting back into shape. But I honestly know, all of us, I honestly know that I was healed of the cancer. Okay. And so this is what's going through our minds. And this is what we're talking about, while this is going on is this just is unbelievable that here I am now getting baptized. And I did, and it was beautiful. And the rest of the day was just like I was like walking on a cloud. I was like, did this just happen? And people were congratulating me, and it was so beautiful. And so this morning we get up, and we were driving down to a coffee shop to work on our computers, to do some work. And so on the way there, I'm looking at the world, and I told Hannah, and I said, I honestly, it sounds a little bit weird, okay? But just bear with me. I honestly feel like everything looks like it's beautifully just
Brighter,
lit
you
up.
said.
The world looks brighter.
I feel different.
I
Really,
even about our
brighter.
relationship, I was sitting there like, I am so in love with this girl. Everything was just like, I don't know if I was on like some crazy mushrooms.
No.
If I was on some great mushrooms, or if I just
no mushrooms
the Holy
in our
Spirit was just working on me, right?
Yes.
So check this out. I started thinking about it and I said, you know what? I want everybody to feel like I feel right now. I want everybody to feel this. And there's only one way to get here. And it's not by having a bunch of money in your bank account. It's not by any kind of a drug addiction, sex addiction, food addiction, all of these false gods. When you lean into Jesus and you give him your life and totally surrender, and you let him orchestrate your life. All I'm saying is, your jobs and your relationships and your what are we going to do next? That kind of stuff is prayed for. We pray over everything. God, what are we going to do today here? What are we going to do on this trip? Where are we going to go? Just crazy things. And hey, to give you a little shout out, we planned a trip back to the East Coast on the 17th of this month. Today's February 1st. So
it's February 1st.
Yep. So we're going back to see my family, my parents, and then we're going to go from there to Pennsylvania, then to North Carolina, and then back to Phoenix.
Yeah.
And so we just nailed down all the plans, reached out to a handful of my friends, and we will be doing a speaking event at the Findlay Conference Center, Findlay, Ohio, on the
Saturday the
19th? No, that's Saturday morning. Saturday morning the 20th at 10:30, and we'll put some information out about that. But we're going to come in, Mr. and Mrs. Keels. This is a really cool event for me because we get to catch up with a lot of the Ohio people with my wife.
And I've met a lot of them online, but not in person, so this will be really special.
And now her book's launched too, so she's a published author, so we'll have books there to sign. And then Friday night, the night before, we're going to be doing a speaking event in Fostoria, Ohio. At the J.C. Penney building downtown, right? It's all combined with Mike and Tiff have the Urban Meyer Brewery. The whole building's theirs, and so they converted a big, huge room into something for events and fitness center and all this stuff. And we're going to be doing a speaking event there Friday night at 6 o'clock. And we'll get all this information out. We just found out about it this morning. It just all kind of flooded in because guess what? We don't orchestrate our lives. God orchestrates our lives. We ask for everything, and this is what happens. And you guys watch us and go, oh my gosh, Chuck and Hannah are on vacation in California. No, we're in California working.
We just have beautiful backdrops.
Yeah, we if you have your own business, and also part of your business is telling people your testimony and crying with them and laughing with them and give them hugs.
Makes us become available in person.
Makes us.
And especially right now with COVID, we actually have to go to the places to become available too. We do it locally and we do it in other states when we can. If we can drive, it's even easier. But yeah, that's such a big thing. And we recognize wherever we go, God brings people. And you could tell you stories upon stories upon stories. Like yesterday, we got moved in church and ended up sitting next to a man that lost his girlfriend to cancer. And it's like, I'm like, we're going to go to that restaurant. And there's the owner. She just went through cancer. It's like just nonstop.
It's nonstop. They moved us at church. They said, we got to divide everybody for, COVID reasons. They moved us back down to the side because we were nice and close. And we're sitting there, and I'm starting talking to the guy next to me, and he says, I was telling him about me and Hannah, and he said, I lost my girlfriend last year to cancer, and I can't believe that you just sat down next to me. And the conversation later and after church was absolutely amazing with a total stranger that just needed some comfort and some support and a big hug. It's just how God works. But yeah, I got baptized and look at the world now. It's glowing. I swear it's brighter and the whole world's more beautiful. And I never thought it would feel like this. And I really do. And I really do want everybody to feel this way. I want everybody to know
To
Jesus
know real peace.
and feel this way.
It's just,
So,
it's the answer to everything.
so we had to leave the live about getting baptized,
Okay.
and Jax is over there meeting a new friend.
So funny.
But you guys, we had to leave this message. We had to. It just it's blown us away. I know a lot of you out there are close to Jesus and know what this feels like. But the ones that don't and are looking for answers in life,
The answer is always Jesus.
we got the answer for you. We got it. We didn't just say we read something and we got the answer for you. We're living it, and we have the answer for you. And the answer is Jesus. How cool is that?
It's
Is
the
that the
best.
coolest?
Yes.
It's so cool. So guys, we will definitely be leaving more lives, keeping up with everybody with our crazy lives, where we're at, where we're going, what we're going to be doing, and Hannah's health. Number one priority on my list. The day's starting in with how are you feeling and what can we do to make you more comfortable, right? Yes.
And how can we adventure today?
Yes. So we love you guys, and we will talk to you soon. All right.
Bye.
Bye-bye.